Hello students, welcome back. So today we are going to start another phylum of the chapter Animal Kingdom. So students, already we have covered about some phylum like Porifera, then we have done Coelenterata, then Ctenophora, then Platyhelminthes, and after that Aschelhelminthes. So up to Aschelhelminthes we have covered. Okay, so today we will start with the phylum that is Annelida. Clear? So first of all, this word is coming from where? From the Latin word, and which is known as annulus and eidos. Okay, it is made up of two words, annulus and eidos. This annulus means ring-like structure. Okay, what does it mean? Ring-like structure. So the body or the form which is present in case of Annelida, they are having ring-like structure. Okay, and that's why we have given the name Annelida. Why? Because due to the presence of this ring-like structure. हम कह सकते हैं इसमें कैसे presence है? Ring-like structure is present. Body is made up of like this. Okay, and due to this we have said these are the segments. These are made up of different segments. That's why these are also known as segmented worms. Okay, in case of Aschelhelminthes, what we have done? Aschel means some thread. Okay, or Nemathelminthes. So and then helminthes means worm. The worms are like what? In case of Platyhelminthes, it is flat. In case of Aschelhelminthes, thread-like. But here the body is like a ring-like structure which is known as annulus, and that's why we have given name Annelida. Right? And they are also commonly known as the segmented worm or the ringworms due to the presence of this ring-like structure. Okay, now comes to the general features. Already in previous phylum we have discussed about the general features. Okay, what are they? Level of organization, symmetry, germinal layer, coelom, body plan. ये सारी चीजें हमने सभी फाइलम में पढ़ी हैं. So what is the difference between these type of general features? How they are different from the previous one? Whether they have adopted some changes? Yes or no. So we will come to know from this general features. Okay. So in first one we talked about the level of organization. We know that in case of multicellular structure, okay, because animal kingdom, they are the multicellular. So whether these cells are aggregated to form tissue or the tissue aggregated to form organ or organ system. So from here, if we talk about the phylum Annelida, their level of organization is developed one. It means that they are having organ system of level of organization. Okay. And if we will talk about the previous, if we will talk about the initial phylum in which the level of organization was cell level, then after the tissue, then organ. Now if you will recall that from which phylum you got this level of organization. आपको किस phylum से organ system मिला? It's not a new feature of this phylum. क्या ये feature इस phylum का new one है? नहीं. Already in case of previous one, that was the Aschelhelminthes, it was developed from that phylum. Okay, so we can say Aschelhelminthes was the first phylum from where the level of organization becomes the organ system. Right? See students, along with this level, along with this general characteristics, you can recall the previous phylum. It will be important because these questions are very important. Now if we will talk about the symmetry, again how the body is divided into two equal halves with the help of this bilateral symmetry. Okay, if we will talk about this bilateral symmetry, from which phylum it has started this bilateral? Again if you will recall the previous one, that was the Porifera. We have started the phylum from where? From the Porifera. It was not the bilateral. Okay. So from which phylum you got this bilateral symmetry? Platyhelminthes. Right. So the first time the bilateral symmetry becomes from where? Platyhelminthes. And in case of Annelida, again it is bilateral, because if you will cut the body, so you can cut from only one plane. Okay. The body is divided into two equal halves only from the one plane. Okay, this is the bilateral symmetry. Now if we will talk about the germ layer. Germ layer is that how the germinal layer is formed. We have done ecto, meso and endoderm. So again this germ layer is triploblastic. Now if you will talk about this triploblastic, so from where it is forming this triploblastic? From the platyhelminthes, okay, but still the things are not that much specialized from there, but yes, some things are more advanced, right? So we can say that nothing is more advanced according to, if you will compare with the previous phylum. अगर आप previous phylum से इन features को compare करेंगे तो सारी चीज they are just like the Escherichia helminthes. Okay, now come to the point coelom. Coelom is what? Coelom is the body cavity. Okay, coelom is the body cavity, and this cavity is present where? From the in between the internal gut as well as the outer body. So whether this space is covered by the mesoderm or not. If we talk about the coelom, so they are the coelomate. Okay, first time this phylum adopted this coelomate, right? So we can say they are having proper cavity which is lined by the mesodermal layer. ओके, ये कौन सा फीचर है जो कि एडवांस हुआ है एनिलिडा में. Now if we talk about the body plan, we know that in case of Escherichia helminthes also the body plan was complete, that is tube within tube body plan, proper mouth and proper anus is present, right? So here we have talked about the general features which we have discussed earlier. Now there are some more important things or some more features which we have to talk in this phylum. So first of all we will start with the habit and habitat. So if we will talk about the general habit or habitat of the Annelida, अगर हम Annelida की बात करें generally where they can be found. So how we have categorized? We have categorized that they may be terrestrial, इस ज़मीन पे भी रह सकते हैं. They may be aquatic, so they can live in water also. So on the basis of this we have given some examples also, and these three examples are very important for the kingdom Annelida. यही तीन kingdom के बारे में, यही तीन examples के बारे में ज़्यादा हम बात करेंगे Annelida में, and in exam also the question will comes from these three examples. Okay, so you must know that what is the difference between these examples. तीनों ही किसमें आते हैं? Annelida में. उनमें क्या differences हैं and what are the similarities? So these are the similarities which can be found in these three examples, and some more similarities are there, and along with this some dissimilarities are also present. Okay, so if we talk about the terrestrial, those animals which are living on land, they are known as terrestrial. An example is earthworm. Earthworm कहाँ देखते हैं आप? Mostly in the terrestrial area, and they are feeding, they are present in the soil also. Now if we talk about the another habitat, that is aquatic. So again we can say the water condition can be fresh or it may be marine. Okay, in oceans we can see here. So if we talk about the fresh water, so the organisms or the animals which is present in the fresh water, example is leech. Okay, we will discuss about these examples also. And the marine example is Neediness. So marine, this Neediness is present where? In the marine water, deep into the sea. So along with this we have covered about the habitat. It may be terrestrial, it may be aquatic also, right? Now second thing, that is metabolism. Again this feature is the distinctive feature of this phylum. कौन से फाइल इसमें एडवांसमेंट हुए थे? इसमें एडवांसमेंट अप टू हियर वी हैव डन. Coelom is advanced here. Now along with this we can see that body is divided into segment. So what is this metabolism? Metabolism क्या है? It is a phenomena in which the body can be divided into different segment. For example, it is given here example. So body क्या हो रहा है? हर segments में divided है, and this segment is what? This segment is divided externally as well as internally. ये जो segments आप देखेंगे वो कैसे देखेंगे? अगर बाहर से देखेंगे तब भी आपको segments देखेंगे. If you cut the cross section of, if you see internally also, so you can see these segments are present. Or you can take the example of earthworm also. Okay, earthworm भी क्या है? Segment से बना हुआ है, like this. So we can say body divided into segment, and these segments are also known as metameres. Okay, क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि what are these metameres? These are nothing. These are the segments, and these segments are forming by the division of the body of the annelids. And these metameres are in form of ring. कैसे दिख रही है आपको? 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 rings. So ring की फॉर्म में ये आपको ग्रुप्स दिखाई देंगे. And these are known as annuli. What you will call annuli for plural, and for the singular you will say annulus, right? And on the basis of this only we said these are also known as ringworms because they contain the ring-like segments, right? So whenever we are talking about the body is divided into different segments, so we can say it is a metameric segmentation. So question may be asked that what is metameric segmentation? So same thing, the body of the annelids can be divided into different segments, and these segments can be metameric segmentation. Okay. Now हम ये कह रहे हैं कि मेटामेरिज्म यानी कि ट्रू मेटामेरिज्म कहाँ से हमें देखने को मिल रहा है? एनिलिड से. बिफोर दैट वी हैव डन द मेटामेरिज्म दैट वाज द स्यूडो मेटामेरिज्म. स्यूडो मेटामेरिज्म में क्या था? देयर वाज नो प्रॉपर division or proper segmentation of the body externally or as well as internally. Along with this we have done that in ट्रू मेटामेरिज्म. जब भी हम ट्रू मेटामेरिज्म की बात करते हैं, इट मीन्स दैट सेगमेंट शुड बी देयर फ्रॉम द एम्ब्रियो इटसेल्फ. यानी कि एम्ब्रियो में भी सेगमेंटेशन होनी चाहिए, और किसमें सेगमेंटेशन होना चाहिए? द मैच्योर फॉर्म. ओके, द मैच्योर फॉर्म और द एडल्ट स्टेज. इफ there are segments in both the thing, we will say that it is a true segmentation or true metamerism. If it will be only in the matured stage and it will be only externally and there is no proper segmentation, so it may be pseudo metamerism, right? So this is also a important feature which has been started from this phylum itself. Okay, now comes to the point skeleton. Skeleton is what? If you will talk about the skeleton of our body, so it is providing the stiffness to our body. Skeleton का काम क्या है? हमारी body को stiff रखना. So here, if we will talk about the skeleton in case of Annelida, so there is no proper such bony-like structure. So instead of that, there is a coelomic fluid, and this coelomic fluid contains some liquid fluid, and this liquid fluid is providing stiffness to the body of the annelids. कोई बोन स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है जो हमें स्केलेटन प्रोवाइड करेगा, उसकी जगह क्या है? सीलोमिक फ्लूइड. वी नो दैट इट इज सीलोमिक, इट इज हैविंग प्रॉपर स्पेस. ओके, बॉडी कैविटी प्रेजेंट है एनलेट्स में, तो वो बॉडी कैविटी किससे फिल है? सीलोमिक फ्लूइड से. एंड which will act as a hydrostatic skeleton. It means that hydro related to water, and this water like thing which is present in the coelomic fluid, it is providing the balance. It means that static means we can balance our body or we can stiff our body with the help of this hydrostatic skeleton, right? So that type of skeleton is present in case of Annelida. Now we will talk about the digestive system. See students, as we know that the level of organization is improving, जैसे जैसे level of organization बढ़ा, so what will happen? It will form some system also. Before that we have not studied any system. Okay, there was no proper body plan was there, but from the Escherichia you were noticing that there will be a proper system in some of the body parts. If you will talk about the digestive system, digestive system includes what? Alimentary canal. So the alimentary canal is straight. It means that there is a proper mouth and anus, and this pipe or this structure is straight and it is complete. It means that proper 2 openings are present in case of Annelida, right? So digestive system is proper in case of Annelida, right? Now if you talk about the respiration, how they are respiring. So respiration takes place with the help of skin. Wherever they are living, these organisms, so with the exchange of their skin they are respiring, right? So example is earthworm. If you see the earthworm, how they are respiring? With the help of their skin. And this type of respiration which takes place with the help of skin, it is known as cutaneous respiration. Okay, cutaneous respiration or cutaneous respiration. So this is about the respiration, how they are respiring. Along with this they are having some seta-like structure. Okay, some setas are also present which will help their body, and along with this some parapodia-like structure. We will discuss it here. Two things I am discussing here. कौन कौन से होते हैं? सीटा प्रेजेंट होते हैं. किसमें प्रेजेंट रहते हैं? इन केस ऑफ अर्थवर्म. इफ यू सी द अर्थवर्म बॉडी, okay, if this is the earthworm body, so how it is happening that some seta like structure, okay, the seta like structure is present in every segment, and what they are providing, they are helpful for the locomotion as well as they are helpful for the respiration also. Body अगर move करेगी तो उसके through क्या होगा? Skin के through respiration भी होगा. Okay, if you will talk about this neediness, okay, in neediness these are what? These are the parapodia. अगर ये पैरापोडिया मूव करेंगे, ओके, सो ड्यू टू दिस मूवमेंट देयर विल बी रेस्पिरेशन एज दे आर लिविंग इन वाटर कंडीशन. वाटर आगे मूव करेगा तो ये पैरापोडिया के थ्रू मूव करेंगे, एंड ड्यू टू दैट देयर विल बी अ प्रॉपर रेस्पिरेशन थ्रू देयर स्किन. ओके, नाउ अबाउट द सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम. दिस वन इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. Why? Because from this phylum we are getting the proper circular system, that is closed circular system. In human being also closed circular system is the feature of the human also. हमारी body में भी कैसा circulation system है? Closed circulation system. And what is closed circulation system? In which the blood is flowing through some vessels or through some capillaries. Okay, हमारे पास proper heart है, we are having heart, then we are having arteries, then we can say veins, and combined veins, we can say capillaries are present, and blood is flowing in that proper channel, but it is not flowing openly, right? So here we can say that Annelida is the first phylum from where the circulation system has been started, and that type of circulation system is closed circulation system. इससे पहले आपने जो भी phylum पढ़े होंगे, there was no proper circulation system, right? कोई भी circulation system नहीं था इससे पहले. Okay, so here we can say that the blood will flow through a proper blood vessels. यहाँ पे blood किसके through flow करेगा? Blood vessels के through, and the color of the blood is also red here. Okay, the color of the blood is also red here, and due to the presence of the pigment erythrochronin. Okay, it's just like a phycoerythrin which is present, and in our body what type of erythrocytes are present? Okay, so that's why this erythrochronin is present in our plasma, which will impart red color to the blood of the annelids. Okay, now another thing is nervous system. Again nervous system is advanced, लेकिन ये nervous system कहाँ advanced हो गया था? In from the Escherichia helminthes. Escherichia helminthes में हमने क्या पढ़ा था कि there was a proper nervous system which comprises of the circumpharyngeal nerve ring cord. ये हमने वहाँ पे पढ़ा था कि head से क्या होगा? Proper nerve ring is present, जो कि किसको surround करेंगी? That the pharyngeal area. Okay, that's why we are saying circumpharyngeal. So that circumpharyngeal nerve ring is present in the that pharynx part of the animal. Okay, animals के pharynx part से एक nerve ring होगी, and from that nerve ring there will be a solid double ventral. What does it mean? It means that the ventral part, ये जो part हमें देख रहे हैं, it is the dorsal part, and the ventral part is the below part. If you will see there will be a proper nerve cord which will extend from the nerve ring to the posterior part of the animal. For example, यहाँ पर क्या होंगी इसकी nerve ring, okay, which will surround the circumpharyngeal area, and it will reach up to this posterior part from the ventral part. Okay, and this will be double, and it is present ventrally, which is ganglionoid. It means that it is a network of proper nerves here. Okay, and this will form the nerve cord, right? अगर आप इस feature को देखेंगे, it's just similar to the feature of the Escherichia helminthes, right? So we cannot say there is no such advancement in case of nervous system, but yes, nervous system is advanced. Now, if we talk about the excretory system, excretory system is what? For the removal of wastage from the body of the animal. So already we have done about the excretory system. Okay, from where? From the platyhelminthes and from the Escherichia helminthes. If you recall the excretory organ. Okay, here in case of Annelida, Annelida के केस में excretory organ क्या होगा? Nephridia. Okay, these nephridia are present in each segment of the body of an animal, right? So, but if you will recall the excretory organ in case of platyhelminthes, हमने कौन सा excretory organ पढ़ा था? We have done that flame cells are present. Okay, if we'll talk about the Helminthes, what type of excretory organs were present there? H-shaped rennet cells. And here in case of Annelida, what type of excretory organ? Nephridia. Okay, again this will be an important question. ठीक है, अगर आपको एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन पूछा जाता है एमसीक्यू में तो ये जरूर पूछ रहा है कि एनिलिडा में एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन्स कौन से होते हैं. इन केस ऑफ प्लेटीहेल्मिंथस व्हाट इज द एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन, इन केस ऑफ एस्केलहेल्मिंथस व्हाट इज द एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन. सो यू मस्ट नो द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन दीज थ्री, राइट. नाउ वी आर सेइंग इट इज अ excretory organ, and so what is the function of this excretory organ? It will function as excretion. It means that removal of wastage from the body, as well as it is helpful for the osmoregulation. What is the meaning of osmoregulation? It means that it regulates the osmotic potential of the body. If water is more, then it will go outside. If salt is more, okay, so whatever there will be a proper balance of salt and water. अगर salt या water में से किसी का imbalance होगा, so it will regulate that thing. Okay, so this is the function of nephridia. Now, another important point about the locomotion. If we talk about the locomotion in case of this annelid, so in different examples there are different structure is present which will help the locomotion of the body. ठीक है, एनिमल्स के केस में अगर हम देखेंगे, here we are mostly talking about three types of examples. What are they? We are talking about the earthworms, we are talking about the leech, we are talking about the needles, right? So अगर हम देखते हैं तो locomotion, how the earthworms are moving from one place to another place. Okay, so what some undulation is present here, तो कैसे move करेंगे? With the help of seta. What are they? सीटा. सो दीज सीटास आर प्रेजेंट. यहाँ पे आप देखोगे हर सेगमेंट में कुछ कुछ सीटास आपको दिखाई देंगे. दीज सीटास एस शेप्ड. ओके, how these are present? S shaped सीटा. So when they will move, so body will also move of the earthworm, right? earthworm की बॉडी कैसे मूव करेगी? जैसे जैसे बॉडी सीटा बॉडी में मूव करेंगे. So what is that structure which is responsible for the locomotion of the earthworm? That is seta or setae. Right, if you are talking about the plural form. Now, in case of needles, if we talk about the needles, the structure which I have drawn here, how they will move from one place to another place. So, with the help of this parapodia, देखेंगे there are different parapodia. All over the body is covered with these parapodia. Right? We can say podia means feet-like structure. Okay, podia से हम क्या समझते हैं? For example, we have done pseudopodia in case of amoeba. So podia means these are some feet-like structure which will helpful for the movement of the body. Now the question arises that whether these setas are present in these needles. So yes. So if you will see here, these parapodia, they are having some seta-like structure. Okay. लेकिन needles के केस में क्या है? सीटा आपको कम देखने को मिल रहा है as compared to the other one. Okay, so if you will see here, so how many setas are present here? So many setas are present, isn't it? Because if you will see in one structure, two, then if you will draw in the whole structure, you can see so many things are present here. Another thing is suckers. Sucker means with the help of this, it will attach with the substratum and they will move. Suckers की हेल्प के क्या कर सकते हैं? ये मूव भी कर सकते हैं as well as they are taking the nutrition. So they are helpful for the sucking also. So it is example of leech. Okay. So in case of leech, we are having also sucker which will help them their body to move from one place to another place. So what you have to memorize? If I will talk about the earthworm, what are the locomotory organs or locomotory structure? Setae. If you talk about the needles, parapodias are there, and if you talk about the leech, suckers are present. Okay. Again, this question is very important from the examination point of view. Now, yes, before that, on the basis of these seta, Okay, CETA or CETAe, we have divided the phylum Annelida into 3 classes. हमने क्या किया है? Annelida class को, Annelida phylum को हमने we have divided into 3 class. What it is? Oligochaeta, Polychaeta and Heterodynaria. So what is the meaning of this chaeta here? It means that these CETAe are present here. Okay, oligo means क्या है? कम CETAe present है. If we talk about the Polychaeta, more CETAs are present, and in case of Heterodynaria, CETAe का कोई भी word हमने नहीं लिया. It means that there is no CETA is present in case of Heterodynaria. Okay, on the basis of these 3, we have divided these 3 examples here, right? Now another thing, if we talk about the reproduction in case of earthworm, in case of Neediness, in case of leech are somehow different. How? Because if we talk about the general feature of Annelida, अगर आप Annelida की बात करेंगे, so mostly there will be a sexual reproduction. What type of reproduction it will take place? Sexual reproduction. It means that there is need of 2 sexes. Now it depends on that 2 sexes are present on the same body or in the different body. Now if you recall the previous phylum, हमने previous phylum अगर आप the phylum which we have started from first, that was the Porifera. जैसे जैसे evolution हुआ, जैसे जैसे हम phylum में आगे बढ़े, we are observing that what is happening. There will be some changes. So here again there will be some change. But yes, जितने भी पुरानी फाइलम है उनमें क्या है? बॉडी या फिर sexes are present on the same body. It means that both male and female sexes are present on the same body, and that condition is known as hermaphrodite. Okay, अभी तक हमने जितने भी पीछे फाइलम पढ़े थे, that was the hermaphrodite. Now if we'll talk about the sexes in case of this Annelida, these are mostly hermaphrodite. ये ज़्यादातर आपको क्या होंगे? बाइसेक्सुअल होंगे या फिर hermaphrodite. It means the same. इनके दोनों सेक्सेस किसमें प्रेजेंट है? एक ही बॉडी में प्रेजेंट है. एंड एग्जाम्पल्स आर अर्थवर्म एंड लीच. ओके, Annelida के जितने भी मेंबर्स होंगे वो कैसे होंगे? hermaphrodite होंगे. और एग्जाम्पल में आउट ऑफ दीज 3 एग्जाम्पल अर्थवर्म एंड लीच आर देयर. बट व्हाट अबाउट दिस Neediness? ये जो Neediness है, Neediness कैसे होते हैं? These are the exception of the Annelida phylum. ठीक है, ये Neediness क्या होते हैं? They are the unisexual. It means that the male Neediness and the female Neediness, both the sexes are present on the different body, right? And इससे पहले भी hermaphrodite थे, ये भी hermaphrodite है, but only the difference is that in case of Neediness, which is the unisexual, okay, where there will be male Neediness as well as female Neediness, and there will be reproduction takes place. Now we know that sexual reproduction is there, body is hermaphrodite. Now how the fertilization takes place in case of Annelida? As we are saying that body is hermaphrodite, हम कह रहे हैं कि body कैसी है? hermaphrodite है, यानी कि both male and female sexes are present on the same body, but still they will not show the self fertilization. अभी तक हमने पीछे भी जो फाइलम पढ़े थे उनमें भी क्या हो रहा था? किसी में भी hermaphrodite जो थे उनमें किसी में भी self fertilization नहीं हो रहा था. Although the both sexes are present on the same body, but there will be restriction of this self fertilization, right? And the only exception which we have done till now, that was the tapeworm. Tapeworm में क्या था? Body hermaphrodite थी, okay, but they were going for the self fertilization because they were not present in the colony form. That's why it was happening. But in case of this hermaphrodite, what was happening? That there will be cross fertilization. It means that male there will be 2 different individuals. They will exchange their gametes, and after that fertilization will take place, right? So cross fertilization is following here. Now, and we know that in case of Neediness, if there will be 2 different male and female, again there will be cross fertilization only. Now this fertilization will be external or internal. कैसे होगा? If we talk about the fertilization in case of Neediness, because we are saying that male and female are there, male Neediness is there and female Neediness is there. So what will happen when they will meet with each other? So there will be a fertilization internal? क्या fertilization internal होना चाहिए? No. Why it is happening so? Because in case of Neediness, the male Neediness will send its gamete and the female Nereis will send its gametes into the water and there will be a fertilization. इसलिए हम कह रहे हैं कि Nereis में कैसा fertilization होगा? External fertilization, right? And in case of leech, if we talk about this leech, what type of fertilization takes place? Internal fertilization, because what is happening? There will be a cross fertilization and due to this cross fertilization, the female leech, we can say any of the leech can be the fertilization takes place, right? One more example I have written here, earthworm. Earthworm में कैसा होगा fertilization? In case of earthworm, the fertilization would be external. Why we are saying? Because there will be formation of cocoon. Okay, if you will see the earthworm, before forming the earthworm, they are reproducing or they are forming from the cocoon. Okay, cocoon structure. But we cannot say it is a indirect development. Okay, because it's not a larval stage. Cocoon larval stage nahi form having the external fertilization because the earthworm is forming out from outside the body, not from the inside the body, right? Now last point, development. So how the development takes place? Direct or indirect. Two types of developments are there. Direct development is what? In which directly they are giving the another individual. For example, we can say earthworm will give rise to earthworm only. Okay, there will be no larval stage in case of direct development. If we will talk about the indirect development, there will be some larval stage and this larval stage is just different from the parent and after some time it will transform into the structure. Okay, so here if we will talk about the earthworm, they are also direct development because there is no formation of this larva. Okay, and leech is example of this direct development. But the Nereis, okay, that Nereis which are unisexual, okay, that Nereis which are having external fertilization, so this having the internal, ये क्या करेंगे? कैसा development होगा इसमें? Indirect development. And when the indirect development takes place, when there is a formation of larval stage, it means that कोई larva यहाँ पे बन रहा होगा. Okay, already we have done different types of larva in different phylum. So here in case of this Annelida, especially in case of Nereis, okay, because the development is indirect, so what type of larva it is here? Trochophore larva. Okay, now this question is important. You have to memorize that the trochophore larva is formed from where? From the Nereis. Okay, now here I have given examples of this phylum which we have discussed here: earthworm, leech and Nereis. And this earthworm is Ferritima and leech is Hirudinaria and Nereis is the what? This one which we have drawn here. So these are the three examples of this phylum, which one is important. Now from whole, what you have concluded? What are the new structure which we have developed here? कौन सी चीजें हमें यहाँ पे नहीं मिली है? The coelom. Okay, ये coelomate हो चुके हैं. First thing which we have discussed here. Second thing, metabolism. True metabolism is present in case of Annelida. Okay, two things we have discussed. Third thing, if we will talk about the closed circulatory system. Okay, this one is also the feature which we have started from this phylum here, right? So these are some things here which we have to memorize, and what are the advancement and what are the distinctive feature. If we will talk about the distinctive feature of these annelids, what are the distinctive? It means that proper metabolism is there. It is a distinction feature. As well as what is there? If we will talk about these ring-like structure, ये भी इनका एक distinctive feature है, right? So from here we have completed this phylum Annelida, and in next session we will start with the another phylum. So that's all for today. Thank you.